As you might know, my name's Krill and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. And let me tell you something. About a year ago, I stopped journaling, but 2 weeks ago, I resumed, and my quality of life has significantly improved. For instance, my screen time went down from 6 to 4 hours a day to just 15 minutes because I tracked it in a diary. And so, in this video, I will do two things. I will tell the reasons why I quit and how that probably could have been prevented. And also, the second part and the majority of this video will be about discussing the benefits of journaling, because I want you to be motivated to really feel excited to journal every single day for the rest of your life. And so, why did I quit journaling? Well, it's not that I quit intentionally, it's rather a combination of three factors. The first factor is that university started and I felt very uninspired. Hence, I didn't feel like writing. Then, the second reason, I have been hearing narratives like, well, journaling is pointless, or writing a diary is pointless, because it doesn't bring you bitches, or because it doesn't make you money. It's a waste of time. And you know, that's true if you use journaling to escape reality, but that does not mean that writing down your habits and what bothers you is that escape. Those things are very good. So you see, there's a balance, you know. And I also didn't know any better, because I thought, well, maybe those people are right. I haven't tried not journaling. I've been journaling my whole life. And so maybe journaling will improve my life, but it didn't. It made me fall off self-improvement, essentially. And the third reason why I quit journaling is because as I've already mentioned, I felt very uninspired. I missed a day, then I missed another day. 2 days turned into a week into a month, and a month into a year. You know, humans have a very certain glitch which makes them think that if they miss a habit, they need to do more of that habit the next day, while the logical response would be to do less, because you get worse if you don't do something for a while. So people think that if they miss a day of writing, they need to write 2 days the next day. If they miss 3 days, they need to write for 3 days on the fourth day, and so on. But this doesn't bring anyone forward, because it makes it easier and easier to quit. So instead, the logical response is what I did. I opened my journal after a year. I opened the same one that I used to write in, because I didn't want to start 20 new journals. I opened it. I summarized the year in like 3 pages. I said, the last year was very mediocre. I didn't grind much. Fell off on almost every single metric. I fell off socially, creatively, spiritually, intellectually. And here's why I fell off. And you know, that's what I wrote. 3 pages, I was done. And then I resumed journaling every single day. And the days I didn't feel like it, because I am so scared of quitting, because I know how much it reduced my quality of life, I now discipline myself to write at least 1 sentence every single day. 1 sentence takes a minute. And this is what I do. I write 1 sentence every single day to make sure that I never quit, because otherwise it will pile up, and that's when the problems then start. So what are the benefits of journaling? Well, journaling reduces stress, because you give yourself time to process things. It helps you to clarify your emotions. So it helps you to understand whether you love that girl, or whether you're just horny or lonely, and you know. Then it improves your memory, and this effect is actually quite significant. So when you don't journal and someone asks you for your weekend, you'll only be able to tell like 5 sentences. But when you journal regularly, these 5 sentences can turn into 2 pages. It's unbelievable. And you know, you may say, well, what purpose does it have for me to remember my life? Well, it has 2 purposes. if you become better at memorizing things, that will make your whole life easier, not just remembering your days. And remembering your days is also important because that's your reality, that's the life you're living, and you don't want to forget how you live, you want to remember your life. Now, the fourth benefit of journaling is that it improves your creativity. It makes you write better. This is quite obvious and doesn't need elaboration, so let's move on to the fifth one, which is that it gives you an accurate impression of the past. I often compare my days to the year 2023, when I lived with perfect discipline, when I didn't listen to music, didn't use warm water, didn't eat any sugar, got up at 5 every single day, worked 2 jobs, built a business and stuff like that. And all while going to school, by the way. And I compare myself to that, and therefore I can't live happily in the moment because I always compare myself to the best days. But when I read basically anything outside of my best days, I realize that I can allow myself to be happy with where I am right now. And of course I need to improve, but I don't need to constantly compare myself to my glorious days, because I can access the past, I can access the times where that didn't go so well, and thus find peace. Now the sixth, I think it's number 6, the sixth benefit of journaling is that it allows you to track your habits. Because I track, for instance, my screen time, I write my screen time every single day, it has fallen from around 4 to 6 hours a day to just 15 minutes. It's unbelievable. Nothing about my external reality changed, but because I started to track it, because I started to view it as a problem, all of a sudden, it stopped being one. Because I had the humility to improve, I had the humility to write down the problem, to address the problem, and then to act upon it. What you don't track doesn't improve. Remember that, because your mind often fools you. Now, it's so hard to keep counting when you talk, I think it's the 7th benefit. The 7th benefit of journaling is that it keeps you away from the bad habits. Most of my screen time comes from scrolling in the evening. However, I get to cut that out if I instead turn off my electronic devices and take out the journal and journal till I fall asleep, rather than scroll for so long that I just collapse of tiredness. So even if journaling were completely pointless, the fact that it keeps you away from the bad habits is wonderful. You could, journaling is sort of occupational therapy, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, You need occupational therapy to stay away from the harmful occupational therapies, from scrolling, from taking drugs, from watching porn. You need to stay away from these things, and you need something to replace it. And journaling is a wonderful method to do so. The final benefit of journaling, it's number 8, isn't it? Is that it is sexy. You can look this up. Hobbies that are very attractive to women are reading, doing sports, but also journaling. Reading is, by the way, the most attractive one. Journaling should be very high up as well. And, not only is journaling great for your clarity, great to reduce stress, great to reduce anxiety, great to make you more creative, great to track habits, it's also considered attractive. Imagine sitting in a train, you write in your little notebook. Imagine how many looks you'll get. It's not that many, I can tell you that, but it's still magnitudes more than you would if you just were to sit on your phone with your headphones on. So, I hope this was enough motivation. Remember this, write 1 sentence every single day to make sure that you never fall off, to make sure that you never quit. And so, my name is Kirill, and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. If this video helped you, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.